Hi, I'm Daniel Fogarty, the Executive Director of Beds for Kids. We're standing here in our warehouse, and I just want to say thanks to everyone at the Housing Opportunity Foundation that has made the grant possible for us to buy more mattresses for the children and families that we serve here in our community. Every night, thousands of kids go to sleep on the floor without a bed to call their own. They're curling up on a pile of clothes that they may have worn to school that day, and we're able to change that through the support of people like you. Not only just with the funds that are given, but thank you to all the realtors in Mecklenburg County that are so generous to pass out our information in the process of doing a listing agreement. As your clients may be downsizing or moving, it's a perfect opportunity for them to take the goods that they have, and they may not want to move to the next location, to donate those to us. We can repurpose and refurbish those to get them back into the homes of families that we serve. And so together, we're furnishing futures and changing the lives of the kids here in Mecklenburg County.
My name is Karen Kovach, and I'm the Executive Director of Changed Choices. At Changed Choices, we work with highly motivated women who are involved with the criminal justice system. And thanks to the Housing Opportunity Foundation and the Charlotte Regional Realtors Association, we are able to house women upon their release from jail or prison. This makes all the difference for them to have a safe, sober, and stable place to stay while they look for employment, reunite with their families, attend school, seek treatment for addiction. We're so grateful for your investment in their second chances. Thank you.
My name's Maureen Kruger. I'm the Executive Director of the Charlotte Community Tool Bank. We want to thank the Housing Opportunity Foundation for this grant. Our tools are used throughout the community every day at nonprofits, churches, schools, and neighborhood associations. Those doing well in the community are using our tools to make this community better. Our tools are used to build wheelchair ramps, build new homes, renovate existing homes, landscape schools and parks, and make our community the place that we all want to live. The Housing Opportunity Foundation grant will allow the Charlotte Community Tool Bank to increase our capacity in our special event category and have resources available to repair and maintain our existing tools so more agencies can use those on a daily basis. Our biggest request is special event items to allow organizations to have fundraisers, attend fairs and festivals, and do outreach in our community. This grant will allow us to increase that category so we can serve more agencies and they can spend less on their rental costs. The Charlotte Community Tool Bank lends tools throughout our community, and we are grateful for this opportunity to partner with the Housing Opportunity Foundation.
My name is Kevin Angel, and I am the manager of outpatient services for Children's Hope Alliance. We are a behavioral health agency that serves children with mental health needs in residential facilities all the way down to basic outpatient services like counseling. We are really excited about the opportunity to share with you a little bit what our mission and vision is, and that is to heal the hurt of broken, abused, and neglected children. Every day there are children who live on the margin of society who come to our agency needing safety and security. One of the ways we provide that is through our residential group homes, where kids come and they live and they get treatment and help for the different things that they struggle with, and now as they're moving forward in their journey of healing in life. We're really excited about this opportunity to participate in the grant. What we're going to do is use that money to put Knox boxes on each of our residential homes. What we know about creating a safe environment is that safety and security are things that have to happen quickly. So anytime there's an emergency situation, we need to be able to respond as soon as possible. With these Knox boxes, it will give us the opportunity to provide a resource to our community first responders to have access to our residential homes and to our other campus offices that are also used by students and by staff in the scenario that emergency is needed. So we appreciate the opportunity to partner with you, and we look forward to sharing more about our story with you in future times.
So I'm Jessica Otto with Community Link. I'm the Director of Development and Marketing here, and we're an organization that works to help families and individuals who are struggling to find and keep housing that is safe and decent and is also affordable. One of the big ways we do that is through our homeownership program, and more in Charlotte, we're seeing that to have stable and affordable housing, you almost have to buy a home. Rents are increasing 6% every year, and wages are staying stagnant. So for folks who are, your typical working person, rentals are becoming increasingly unaffordable. It's so exciting for us when we can take a family who are first-time home buyers, sometimes the first family ever in their family to buy a home, and help them do something that has been a dream that they didn't think could come true for them. We know when that family becomes homeowners that they're building assets and wealth for a new generation. So the Housing Opportunity Foundation is funding a really cool new project that we're doing working with veterans. We had a builder who has donated to us very generously 2 new homes every year for the next 5 years. And what that builder wants us to do is to put a formerly homeless veteran in that home so that veteran and that veteran's family can become homeowners. So we've already started that. We received our first home this past December. We have a veteran who's living in the home. When she moved in, it was on a lease purchase agreement, and that's the design of our program. And everything that she pays to us in rent is going into an account that will go towards her down payment. While she's a renter in the house, she's also in our homeownership program. So she's working with one of our housing counselors. She's learning things like what is her credit score and what are the actions I can take to improve my credit score. Homeowners or prospective homeowners in our program find very frequently it's not uncommon for them to raise their credit score 50 points. We take a look at their family budget. We find ways that they can make little changes that aren't painful, but that can really help them maximize their savings toward realizing the dream of home ownership. And then we also connect them to sources of down payment assistance. And this veteran that we first started with will be closing on her house next week, so we're thrilled. We have our second veteran who has moved in about a month ago, and the grant from the Housing Opportunity Foundation is going to allow us to provide that counseling to another veteran in the coming year. So we've got the house from the developer, and from the Housing Opportunity Foundation, we have the funds needed to provide that counseling to help them become prepared for home ownership.
Crisis Assistance Ministry exists because of the generosity of this community that came together actually 40 years ago to say there were a lot of needs and there must be a really efficient and effective way to meet those needs. Today we are an independent nonprofit. We are focused as the lead agency in Mecklenburg County to help low-income families in financial crisis. We do that by making sure that their basic needs are met, whether that's through an emergency payment directly to a utility company or a landlord, or whether that's making sure that they're able to come in and shop free of charge for essentials like coats for your children waiting at the bus stop, or that pair of pants that's going to make your job interview go well, those types of things. And then we also provide furniture to families who are moving into stable housing, sometimes for the first time and sometimes for the first time in a very long time. We're very excited about this support because this support will go into that last category of helping families create a home when they have not had a home in a long time. So families may be overcoming homelessness, they may be overcoming domestic violence or some other crisis in their lives that means that they have lost nearly everything. Once they are finally able to move back into stable housing, they may have figured out exactly how they're going to be able to afford the rent payments, the utility payments, and all those things. But now they have 4 walls, but they don't have a home. So these funds will help us be able to provide dressers and other essential furniture to those families as they move into a stable place to be. It's so important when you're coming from a time of fragility and a time of a lot of transition for a family to be able to sit down to a family meal together, to have that table that not only is a place for a meal, but a place to do homework, a place to solve problems, a place to talk through things as a family. At the same time, it's so important for a child to have that dresser where they can put the things that are precious to them, one of our staff members tells a story about helping on a move like this, where a family, through a variety of circumstances, job losses, medical issues, etc., had ended up having to stay with a lot of different families and friends and even spent some time in the shelter. They had done the hard work of getting back on track financially so they could afford a place to stay, but they set up the dresser, and the child immediately didn't want to put her clothes in this drawer, but wanted to make sure that her little bag of precious items that belonged to her matchbox, a piece of ribbon, a few toys, those kinds of things went right into that drawer, because that was now a special place where her things would be safe and they would be there when she came back to them. And that dresser drawer says stability to a child who's been through a whole lot in the last year. And this contribution is really going to make that possible for hundreds of families in the coming year.
Hello, my name is Bill Adams of Fifth Street Ministries, and we're here today to say thank you to the Charlotte Realtors Association for the grant to replace our washers and dryers here at Fifth Street Ministries. In 2009, when we moved into our building, we had some very fine pieces of equipment for doing laundry for our guests, and over the past 6.5 years, we have replaced, repaired, suffered through not being able to use and everything else for our guests, and now we are looking at being able to replace pretty much all of our washers and dryers that our residents use on a daily basis. We probably go through in a 7-day period, I would guess anywhere from 20 to 25 cycles a day on our washing machines. And for homeless people who don't have a lot to begin with, a lot of clothing, a lot of material goods, it's so nice to be able to put on clean clothes in the morning when you're getting ready to go out and meet your day. If you're going job searching, if you're going to a doctor's appointment, to meet with your probation officer, whatever, to go to therapy class, it's very dignifying to be able to have clean clothing and to go out and meet the world. And we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for what you've done for us and for all the people that are served through Fifth Street Ministries.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Carson Dean. I'm the Executive Director of the Men's Shelter of Charlotte, and just want to take a moment and say thank you to the folks at the Housing Opportunity Foundation for your incredible support this year. As you may know, the Men's Shelter is much more than an emergency shelter. Over the last 4 years, we've helped almost 1,400 men move into more appropriate housing, and one of our key goals is to help them stay in that housing. And so through this grant to use towards housing disruptions, we'll be able to help men with short-term financial assistance, along with the help of our case managers, stay in that housing, not have to come back to the Men's Shelter of Charlotte, and their experience with homelessness will be done for good. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm from Safe Alliance. We provide hope and healing to people in crisis. We provide a continuum of services to people that have been affected by domestic violence and sexual assault and abuse. We made a request for this grant to be used for bus tickets for residents of our domestic violence shelter. We have on average 100 residents at the shelter every night, and a lot of them are in the shelter because they had very limited means of transportation. And so this allows them to get to work, to get to school, and then eventually these opportunities allow them to transition into a better life. So we are incredibly grateful for this because we use a lot of bus tickets at the shelter, and this is going to be put to very good use.
My name is Shakira Clark. I'm the Director of Youth Services here at Timeout Youth. The money that Timeout Youth received for the housing program definitely helped out our youth that are experiencing homelessness or unstable housing. Some of the funds definitely, or all the funds definitely covered basic needs. So for them to commute back and forth to school or to and from work or looking for jobs or apartment hunting. Some of the other things that it definitely helped out was definitely groceries, definitely food, and also on the flip side, it definitely helped out individuals that were needing more masculine or more feminine clothing for work or for school.
Hello, my name is Jarek Walker. I'm 23-year-old today, and I've been in Timeout Youth for about 2 months now, and these guys have been very helpful and supportive. The resources that I've received here has helped me tremendously to reach all my goals that I need to reach, and hopefully I'll be out of the program nice and successful real soon. I want to give a good shout out. Thank you to the Realtors for helping us out so much, and I would appreciate if you guys continue to help us. Thank you.
My name is Robert Forker, and I'm the co-founder of Vision Possible Ministries, which is located here in Charlotte. The ministry is dedicated to working with homeless individuals. The main focus of Vision Possible, we operate something called the Free Store, which is a place where homeless individuals can come, safe place to gather. We have items that they can take if they need, but it's really about just making connections with people. Recently, someone donated a house to Vision Possible, and we applied for funds from this grant to fix up the house just a little bit. The goal is to use the house for single fathers. Right now in Mecklenburg County, there are very few, if any, shelters or places where a father with children can go to keep the family intact. Typically, the father ends up going to the shelter and the kids go into foster care. And we want to utilize this house to be able to keep a family unit together, a father with his children, because we believe that's very important. The funds will be used to do some painting, putting in some new carpet. We have to do a little bit of electrical work to bring that up to code. So we're very grateful for the funds that have been given us to be able to accomplish this.